Welcome back to Lutherans Alive. Kerry Anderson and Ryan are with us today from St. John's Lutheran Church on Perry Avenue in Perrysville. And we're talking about Christian education for the youngest of our members and for their parents. Kerry, thanks again for taking the time to come in today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
I appreciate it very much. As we went to the break, we were talking about making CDs, materials available for parents and families that can be useful relating to the class. Maybe we could spend a little time talking about, as a former teacher, you mentioned that you probably already have some training in looking for appropriate resources and knowing what's the right thing for age-appropriate kinds of things. How do you go about finding appropriate information? You did mention, of course, the Splash materials from the ELCA.
I've been using the Splash as kind of like a guideline of what Bible story. They have a Bible story that they focus on every month. And so I've kind of been using that as the guideline of what we're going to focus on for the month. And I kind of do that because, like I said, the children like the repetition, so I can kind of repeat the activities and that kind of thing. But mostly I've gotten a lot of my stuff off of the internet. And I've been teaching kinder music, which is a music course for children from 0 to 7 years old.
Oh, okay.
And some of the activities I've adapted to make them more Christian-oriented.
Are there requirements for computer, like to take things from a program like kinder music? Is that the kind of thing where you want to get permission and...
well, a lot of the... I'm talking about things that are like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Okay, public domain kinds
of... Yes.
And you were saying you do, in some cases, update the words or adapt them to the Christian message. Could you give us just a simple example of maybe how Twinkle Twinkle Little Star can be adapted?
Instead of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, I say, did you know you'd show the way to Bethlehem that blessed day? Twinkling bright so all could see, come, oh, come and follow me. And then the next verse is, then the wise men in the night thanked you for your wondrous light. Could they know which way to go if you did not twinkle so? That's kind of how we adapted them for Christmas.
And with very well-known rhymes and sounds to the music and such, certainly would be easy to remember for the kids. In terms of dealing with different ages of children, as you say, your little guy at this point here isn't really too mobile yet, and as they get up to maybe 2s and 3s, they are a little more active. How much freedom can you give them in a classroom setting, and how do you kind of try to maintain a little bit of order with that? I'm sure the flexibility is an important aspect.
Well, really, I try to help the parents, guide them in kinder music. The philosophy is, the children who are able to walk should be able to walk around the room, and just by being in the atmosphere, they're actually learning. So I do have kind of an area, we have a padded area where the kids are free to walk around, because sometimes even if they're not actively participating, they are listening and they're getting the message. And I think that's important for the parents to know, so they don't stress out when their kid is, around the room. And
I think it really is true at this young age. They really are sponges.
Yes,
they kind of absorb everything with their senses around them. And in the setting at St. John's, is this a dedicated room?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we have our own little Sunday school room. They have the colored mats down there. They have some toys for the kids to play with while we're having, our parent discussions. So.
You mentioned kind of maintaining a theme for the month, having the opportunity once a week to get together with the families gives you a chance, I guess, to kind of reinforce the themes and repeat some things.
Yes.
Is it easy then for a parent, say, if they can't be there every week, to still stay connected and feel like they can be a part of the group?
Right. I think the goal is for the parents to also be doing some of the things at home with their kids. So like we have a Bible story, a rhyming Bible story that I do every week, and so they get the Bible story for the whole month. And also we sing a children's song at the beginning, God's Family, and they can sing that at home. I have that on the CD for them. I think like some of the activities I've written down for them so that they can do them at home.
How does it feel to have the responsibility of kind of being the organizer and the coordinator for this kind of a program. Now that you're a mom and you begin to get a sense of kind of the responsibility of being a parent, does it feel kind of like a heavy responsibility, or?
No, not at all. Being a teacher, I really missed being in the classroom. I quit my job at the school district, and so I'm a big planner, and I love to plan. So planning this class has been a lot of fun, and going on the internet, finding things has, actually been a joy for me to plan it every week. And I think, with a baby, sometimes it's hard to get yourself to church. You're trying to pack everybody up, get them ready. And so teaching the class has been a good motivator to make sure that we get there and, and be at church. So, because it is important for him to be, I like to take him to the service too, because I think it's important for him to be there and, just to hear everything and be in the environment.
If I understand correctly, some of the things that I've read, some recently, some I guess even longer ago, that scientists or doctors have decided that much of what a young child learns, they really learn at a very early age, probably earlier than we ever anticipated or thought they were, and they're certainly capable of absorbing that. Even at Ryan's age.
I think so. I think so. And plus, I think it's good for their social skills that they're getting in with other children and, being able to socialize with them. So.
I'm curious a little bit about the kind of feedback maybe you get from other parents with the CD and the information that you provide for them to take home. Does that seem to work fairly well, that they feel fairly comfortable with being able to take things home and do it at home? Are there many questions or folks coming back saying, well, I'm not sure really quite how to use this or what to do with it, or does it seem to be working pretty well?
I'm not exactly sure how many of them do it at home, but I know a couple parents have listened to the CD. We bought enough of the Splash CDs for all of that's the CD I'm talking about. We bought enough of the packets for all the parents to take one home. And so they have been listening to the CDs with their children, and they say they start to recognize the songs, and they look forward to hearing them. So I know they are definitely doing that. And I know I've copied down some lyrics for them so that they'll have the words for them to sing at home. So
your experience at House of Prayer with the music aspect of the church, that's an area that often really connects well, especially with young children and with folks growing up, that provides that kind of ongoing connection with the church.
Yes, I think so.
Do you have any background or experience with musical instruments?
Yes, I have a degree in music education, so that was my thing.
That's a natural connection for you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my main instrument was the alto saxophone, so that doesn't translate too well into the children's. But I can play the keyboard. I haven't brought the piano in, but we might do that maybe later on. That might be a good treat for them.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to have to take another break, and we'll be back in just a few seconds. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.